Hello Bison fans, I'm Jeremy Jorgenson, joined by head wrestling coach Roger Kish, and we're here to talk Bison wrestling. It was a fun weekend at the Shields Center. The Bison took on Iowa State and Air Force. We're going to recap those duels. It's a bye week, but big things ahead as South Dakota State is on the horizon on the road, and of course the Big 12s are coming up as we approach the tail end of the season here. Coach Kish, let's talk about last weekend though. It was a fun weekend in the Shields Center. Lots of fans came out. It was a good environment. We're going to talk about Iowa State first. It was an interesting duel to say the least. Win 4 of the first 5 weights. Then Iowa State gets on a little bit of a roll. Give us your summary, your take of that Iowa State duel.
Yeah, I think it was everything was in our favor, to get going there, and we had a lot of momentum from the start of the duel. Had a couple nice wins right up front as we were able to get started with Paul Bianchi. Wrestled a tough kid, wrestled him well, and then our Camp Sikora had a nice win with a tech fall over a really talented kid, and. Yep. So we got started off the right way. 149 pounds was a challenging match. Kyle Gleva, Jarrett Dagan. We knew it was going to be a challenging match and one that we've seen in the past here this season. And I thought it was a really well wrestled match and fun for the kids, fun for the fans, and it really set the tone early on for us. But you get in the back half of that lineup here, and it was tough. We had a lot of opportunities and weren't able to capitalize on it. And I think it goes back to some of the themes that we've discussed as a team and our consistency and our confidence and belief system and some challenging matches and ultimately our ability to find ways to win close matches. And we didn't do it on Friday night. And it was ultimately the demise of the dual meet. And it's a learning situation. We're gonna learn from it. I think our guys walked off with a little bit of a sour taste in their mouths, and they should have. It was, they really let one get away. But that's part of it. That's part of learning and getting better and growing as a team and growing our wrestling IQ as a whole. And so we're going to take the most of it and move forward. And I think we did well and transitioned and made adjustments for Sunday's duel with Air Force.
I've got a lot of questions about how the duel ended with Iowa State. Explain the scoring. So Dan Steibrel at heavyweight, it comes right down to the wire. You have a 4-point lead. They get the major, which ties it up. Then it goes to criteria. Explain that whole process to some of the casual fans who watch our segment. Yeah,
well, I tell you what, first, we shouldn't have been in the situation, and it was unfortunate. But you let so many opportunities slip away, and that's part of our sport and part of wrestling. But you go out there, and Dan Steibrel's in a tough match, and going into the third period, and he's down by a point. And I credit Dan's effort to go out and try to win the match, and I would never fault him for doing that. And in doing so, however, he puts himself in a bad position, goes to his back, and end up giving up a major decision at the heavyweight to tie the dual meet score up, where Iowa State ultimately wins in some tie-breaking criteria, which is really unfortunate, but that's part of it. And Dan, he's out there trying to win the match, and I'd never get upset with the kid for trying to win.
Yeah, no question about it. Well, we move into Sunday, senior day. Air Force is here. Air Force, another quality team, very similar to Iowa State, as we have discussed. But you got the easy win there. The guys really battled that day. Talk about the emotions of senior day and just getting the dual win there.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was an easy win.
No. The score looks easy, but there was a lot of work that went into that score.
Yeah, absolutely. It was a lot of tight matches, and again, making the adjustments from Friday to Sunday and finding ways to win close matches. And that was really the difference between how we competed Friday and how we competed on Sunday. Is a little bit of our effort and confidence and finding ways to win close matches. And really proud of our group and the adjustments that they made throughout the weekend. And it was a fun duel. You found, you watch Paul Bianchi go out and win an overtime match and found a way to win, and that was really impressive. And same thing at 149 pounds. We scored the only takedown of the match in the third period to find a way to win that match, and again, 165 tied up going into the second period, and found a way to just wrestle through positions and get the pin, and we can keep going up and down the lineup there. So I'm really proud of our upper weights to make that adjustment. You look at Dylan Urbach and the confidence that he went from Friday to Sunday, and he built on it, and that's really impressive. So Dylan Urbach did a really nice job for us. We substituted Charlie Pop in there at 184 pounds, and and the effort that he gave us on Sunday is something we're really proud of, and we think that he's really gonna do some good things this year. So great matches. We're really excited about how Air Force ended, and kind of giving us some confidence going into our bye week as we get prepared for South Dakota State and Brookings.
How about the seniors? What were the emotions for those guys? You know, their last home duel.
You know, it's always bittersweet.
Yeah.
You know, you want them to go out and compete well for their last home duel, and the team to wrestle well. And you know, I think for the most part, it was a really great way to send them off. But you know, you look at some of the guys that we're losing. You know, your Clay Reams and your Kyle Glevas and your Mitch Bangstons and Mitch Friedmans, Jared Nealons. These guys have been such a big part of Bison wrestling. And you know, as any coach, it's bittersweet losing this leadership, and you know, we'll continue to move forward. But you know, they've been great leaders here.
What's the timetable look like now? So you have a week off. You know, how do you prepare the guys for that? How is that going to benefit you? Because you got a tough duel at South Dakota State on that Friday. Then the Big 12s. What is this part of the season like for the team?
Yeah, I think you know, it's nice to have this bye week heading into Brookings. We've really pushed the guys hard here over the last few weeks, and you know, we've made some gains and taken some step backwards, and you know, just trying to find out how to continue to get better along the way. But you know, it's an opportunity for us ultimately to let these guys take a little bit of a physical and mental break, and give them a few days off, and just let them recover physically and mentally and emotionally, and everything that is a part of such a challenging sport like wrestling. And so we're excited. We're excited to give the boys some time off. Gave them a few days off here, and we'll come back with some good attitudes and some high effort, and get ready to go here for South Dakota State.
Yeah, good luck this week with the bye week and resting everyone up. And then at South Dakota State, we'll talk about that next week as well. Thanks to everybody who came out to the Shields Center for those 2 duels this past weekend. We appreciate Bison Nation, all the support for Bison Wrestling out there. We'll be back at you next week to discuss that South Dakota State duel. Have a good week.